now time for those most insightful segment on our show, Pep Talk. And we've got Buabeng here with us this morning, right?
Of course, Mr. Jeremiah Buabeng is the CEO of Buabeng Communications. And remember, this month we're delving into the importance of skills. We're starting out with the need for public speaking skills. Good morning, Mr. Jeremiah.
Good morning.
Hi, Jake.
You're looking good.
Yeah.
You're looking
Thank
good.
you.
You're
Thank
looking
you.
good.
You guys look great too.
Oh,
Thank you.
You are my role models. So
Hey,
I come dressed to look like you.
thank you, thank you.
When you grow, you want to be like us. Anyway, so last week we started the conversation as far as skills are concerned, the skill set, why it's important for people to have skills. And today we're starting out with the public speaking skill. What is public speaking?
Well, basically, it's any attempt to communicate to an audience. That's the most primary definition for public speaking.
Okay.
So even what we are doing here is a form of public speaking. So speaking to a panel, speaking to an audience, speaking to a chat group, addressing a board, addressing a staff meeting, all of those things are different forms of public speaking.
But with public speaking, I think you've got to have some kind of balls to be able to do public speaking, because a lot of people get stage fright when it comes to public speaking. What can cause that?
Well, a number of things cause stage fright. I mean, the primary cause of stage fright is the fact that people are new to it. If you've never addressed an audience, you've not spoken to a board, you've never addressed any kind of audience before, that causes a certain level of anxiety and fear. But another cause also of stage fright is being in a subordinate status. You are addressing an audience that are at a higher level than you.
Okay.
Maybe you're addressing your senior management, you're addressing your board of directors, you're addressing an audience that are generally older than you or more educated than you. That can also cause stage fright. Another cause of stage fright is lack of preparedness. If you're not prepared, if you've not really studied your notes, if you've not really mastered your subject, that can also make you afraid of your audience. And you know, there's a comedian in America called Jerry Seinfeld, and Jerry Seinfeld says that...
Seinfeld, yes, with the Seinfeld show, yeah.
He says that people's number one fear is public speaking. Number two is death. So at a funeral, people would prefer to be in the casket than reading the eulogy. So, I mean, about 80% of people are afraid of speaking in public. But that's even normal. Even experts, even experienced professionals also experience stage fright. They only deal with it by electing to speak all the time. So the more you do it, the more you practice it, the better you become at it.
I mean, at times, I get really nervous when I'm in public and having to say a speech or do something in front of people.
You get nervous.
People don't, like, I really do get nervous. I don't know why you're in shock, but I get nervous. I don't know, my butterflies start coming. But then the moment I actually go into the public and actually start doing it, the nerves do disappear.
Exactly.
Is the nerves normal? Is it normal for everybody?
It's normal, but even for us experienced speakers who do it as a profession, it's normal. But it's normal in stages. So, for example, if I'm speaking to an audience of about 50 people, that's normal. 100 normal, 200 normal, 1,000 maybe normal. But if it's a 5,000, 10,000 capacity hall, then the size of the audience has increased.
Yes.
So that creates a certain level of anxiety. So that can cause a little nervousness or fright. Sometimes it may not even be the numbers. It may be about who is in the audience. If you're addressing a particular audience and then there are a lot of heavyweights, top CEOs, famous people in the audience, that can cause fright. Sometimes it can also be about who you are speaking with.
Yes.
You're on a conference stage and you're speaking to very big names, heavyweights. That can cause fright. So it's in different stages and levels. The more experienced you are, the higher the stage that you experience your fright. Sometimes it can even be one person, your host.
Yes.
You are being hosted by your mentor. You are being hosted by somebody that you look up to. That can cause a certain level of fright and anxiety.
What I'm gathering from you, anybody can be a good public speaker, because there are people who have just told themselves they are CEOs, but I'm a shy person, maybe I'm not cut out for those things. But from what you're saying, that means just by practice and putting people's minds to it, they can become public speakers?
I concede first that there are people who have eloquence as a gift. There are people who naturally are born good talkers. Everybody has their strength. For some, it's in their voice. For some, it's in their hands. They can write. Some, they can draw. For some people, their gift is oration. They can talk. But having said that, it's also a skill. And anybody at all can commit themselves to that skill and master it through practice, through rehearsal, through training, through frequent usage. You can master that skill. and also by reading about it. In every field of endeavor, there's a body of knowledge that supports it.
Okay.
There are people who have done it over and over again and written principles about it, written strategies, written lessons. So you read about it and you practice over and over again, then you overcome it. So you can even start learning how to speak in public simply by learning how to ask questions in a group, in a class, in church. Just by standing up to ask questions, you build your confidence.
Okay.
So you do that. By accepting to introduce the chairperson at the event, all of those things are baby steps towards becoming a master public speaker.
Okay, so public speaking, obviously you must perform a speech. So now with the speech, how do you create a good speech?
All right. So for a lot of people, they rely on drama and theater and gimmicks when you are given the microphone to speak. But public speaking is not drama. Public speaking is not gimmicks. It's not just about coming to make a lot of noise and jump on the stage. I always tell people that if you ever get the opportunity to hold a microphone, know that you have been given the opportunity to educate. Now, becoming a speaker who educates his audience every time is a lifetime of practice and skill. So I say that I live with my messages. I'm a professional speaker. So I don't wait till I have an invitation before I prepare. Whilst I do my daily chores, whilst I do everything, I pay attention to opportunities in my environment to receive new knowledge, to receive new ideas. So anybody who wants to be a good public speaker, have good content, must be a good observer. Observe people, observe your environment, pay attention to the things that are around you.
Okay. So one strategy is to observe.
To observe. The other is also to be a very voracious reader. The more you read, the more content you have to share. If you read stuff. So if you're going to be a good public speaker, you must read far and wide. First of all, read in your area. Develop depth in your area. If your area is on accounting, marketing, broadcasting, engineering, finance, anything that you have expertise or competence in, read deeper. But even more importantly, read broader. So don't say that because I am an expert in this area, you don't study, you don't read other stuff. You may not even be a doctor, you may not be a nurse, but read about health, understand health. You may not be an engineer, but read a little about engineering. Read a little about personal development and motivation. Read a little about success. Read a little about entrepreneurship. Sometimes some of the most compelling examples, illustrations, conclusions, and introductions that speakers use are stuff that they borrow from other fields. So if you're going to be a good public speaker with great content, you must read wide. Read everything. Okay. Pay attention to newspapers, to magazines, to the Bible. All of those places are sources of ideas and knowledge. Now, I'm
going to take you a little away from the main conversation, which is speaking.
All right.
When it comes to public speaking, what role does the mannerisms play? You know, how should people comport themselves, their composure, when they stand in front of a crowd?
Solid question, solid question. Because we live in societies that have cultures, every group that you address has a culture. Right. And you must be careful not to offend that culture. I particularly am a very active speaker. So even when I'm sitting, I'm moving my body, I'm moving my hands. But there are certain audiences who will be offended because you're moving your left hand.
Yes.
There are certain audiences that will be offended because you are holding a microphone with your right hand and doing exercises with your left hand. So you must pay attention to your audience. Sometimes if you're addressing an audience of your seniors, high-level corporate executives, you're a junior staff member, how you conduct yourself, how you move your body, all of those things matter. Even whether you crack jokes or not, it matters. You can't crack jokes to any audience or at any occasion. Sure. So you must be selective about that. So paying attention to culture really matters. You need to pay attention to the culture and then to the audience. Who are you addressing? And then to the occasion. Where are you speaking? Because a certain story that will make impact at a funeral will not make impact at a naming ceremony.
Exactly.
It will not make impact at a wedding ceremony. So you need to pay attention to the occasion. What is the occasion? And then what did the people come there for? If you are going to give a speech at a party, they came there for fun. They came there for entertainment. So no matter how intense you are as a speaker, you must later your presentation with some humor, with something that will make them relax.
Okay, Buabeng, real quick, because of time, give me 5 points that will make someone a great speaker.
Well, for me, the primary thing is practice.
One.
Practice, practice, practice.
Practice with
That's
people.
like 5.
Practice
with yourself.
Yeah, and be obsessive about it.
Okay.
When I was building my career as a speaker, I'd wake up at dawn and go and stand in front of the mango tree in front of our house and rehearse and say Today I'm speaking on discovering your purpose. In order to discover your purpose, point one, I'll say all of that to the mango tree. It was practice. I practiced in the car, I practiced in the bathroom, I practiced in the bedroom, I practiced with my family.
Because of time, number two, what else are you doing?
Then be a great reader. Love learning, love knowledge. Pay attention to things that even are not in your field.
Number three,
take every opportunity to speak. Every opportunity. If you are in class, ask a question. If you are in church, ask a question. Take every opportunity. What would number four be? Pay attention to content. If you have a microphone, you have the right, you have the opportunity to share new knowledge, new ideas. So pay attention to content. What number five be? Make friends who are good speakers. It rubs off on you.
That's very good.
Thank you very much, Mr. Buabeng. I hope to see you again as we continue our conversation as far as skill development is concerned. So next week, what should we look forward to?
Next week, let's focus on enhancing writing skills.
Writing skills, very, very important. Writing skills. Of course, Mr. Jeremiah Buabeng is the CEO of Buabeng Communications. Today, we've been talking about developing your public speaking skills, and I think I've learned a lot.
I think you do a great job of public speaking. I love the way you talk. Your mannerism is great. I love it.
I love the way you do it as well.
I know.
And yours comes natural.
I know. We'll be back with more of Head Start 2.0.